I've done thousands of presentations, more so for solutions and like really business-based stuff, but this is the first time that I'm being very public and open with people that I don't even know. And I thank you for your energy today, and trust me, I need it. I couldn't even keep my heart inside my jacket when I was back there.
You got this. You got this.
Thank you. So if any of you are into numerology, you'll know that numbers are very lucky. And if you're at the casino, you'll know that numbers are lucky as well. So in my case, 777 was the key number that changed my life forever. That was the day that I actually had my MS attack on July 7th, 2007. And that was the day that changed my life entirely, changed my mindset and everything I do. I don't even know why I'm getting so emotional, but okay.
So good.
So then, this is how my story starts. So I was 34 years old, working in sales, wining and dining clients, having the time of my life, trying to eat well, trying to do everything I should do as a new dad. And one week in July, I just started to feel really tired. And I'd be walking down, and all of a sudden my legs would just start to give out. And I just thought of it as fatigue. But all in all, what was happening was I was having an MS attack, and I didn't even know about it. So one Friday, I was really tired. I was walking my son up the stairs to change him. He was 5 months old at the time, and I buckled on the stairs. And luckily enough, I managed to get my other knee up and hold him there. But what had happened was I was like, something has just really gone wrong. I didn't know what to expect. I was scared, so I got my son taken care of and took myself over to the hospital. I didn't know what was going on, and I just knew that I don't know what to do here. So after numerous MRIs, CAT scans, different diagnoses from doctors, finally a smart doctor in there, or I won't say smart altogether, because he did a spinal tap on me and ended up hitting my nerve, and that paralyzed me for about 5 hours. So I was curled up in a ball, crying my eyes out, because that was probably the most pain I'd ever been in my life. Even more than having a bone coming out of my wrist when I was snowboarding or anything like that. So finally, they diagnosed me with having demyelination in my brain on the right side. And so this is why my left side was totally knocked out. But when I went into the hospital, I was going in with no arm and no leg. I was literally just dragging half of my body around. And from that point, it was one of those things where they said, you know what, you need to go on medication right away. When I read all the side effects, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. There was just too much there that I was like, you know what, I'll be sicker from your medication than I will from finding an alternative. So this is when I decided to ask my wife, thank you, and other people in the field to say, you know what is our options here? Because I'm not doing the medicinal route. So thankfully I found a naturopath who actually had MS herself. She's been diagnosed as not having it now either, neither with myself either. But I went right away into an anti-inflammatory diet. So what that meant was things like alcohol, red meat, wheat, gluten, sugars. I was really strict for the first 2 years and cut all of those out of my diet. And I did it because I was like, I don't know what the heck just happened to me. And if this is what these people are telling me, and this is the side that I'm aligning with, I need to do this. So I did it for about 1.5 years, I would say. And alongside of that, I got right into therapy because the doctors and the hospital said, yeah, you'll start therapy in a few weeks. But at this point in time, my legs were already fatigued. I already had no muscle. I was like, by the time I get into your clinic, I'm not going to have a body left to even rehabilitate. So thankfully, we had connections. We got myself into a clinic right away, and doing even just simple calf raises were the toughest things that I ever had to do. This was one of those things where I've gone to work, I've worked out all the time, but I think these were even tougher than doing squats. And once I got through it, I realized that, hey, this is working. And when I noticed that my legs were starting to function again, it was great. But at home, I was in a very dark space. To be honest, I wanted to take my life like that. But I knew that I would probably fuck that up. And then I'd be in a worse place than sorry for swearing, Sharon. But I knew that I'd be in a worse place than I was already in. Here I am trying to put half my body together, and then if I was to do something as silly as that, who knows what I would have to deal with. And I just realized that, you know what, this is the darkest place I've been to, and I need to get out. So thankfully, I started to read a lot of books, Robin Sharma's books, Robin Williams' books, and a lot of that gave me a lot of good ammunition to start to think differently. Because I was just thinking that, what's life going to be now? Who's going to take care of me? Who's going to take care of my family? Am I going to die from this? Because doctors they gave me the death sentence every single time, and I wasn't about to accept it. So it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I'm going to fight this, because all my friends will want to see me fight it, and I'm going to die trying. And thankfully, now 12 years, I'm still going pretty good. Thank you. So really, like, the road to recovery for me was, because I'm a data guy, and so I needed to see results. I couldn't just have your touchy-feely, good, this is going to work, this is good. No, I needed to see results. So when I got to the point where I started to get stronger, I was able to run. I used to go to my MS clinic, to the top neuro in Canada, and I would show her how I could run back and forth. And I would ask her, I said, don't you want me to tell you how I'm doing this? Because I see younger people than me in walkers and wheelchairs. And she looked me straight in the face and just said, no. And it was one of those things where I realized then, this medical system that we have is not for me. And I stuck to the natural side of it. So through that, I realized that this works, and it keeps working. And so I took Neuro Linguistic Programming too, because I realized in order to fix my body, I needed to fix my mind first. And so what NLP really is the study of how you think, how you speak, affects your overall life as well as those around you too. It's all based on energy, right? Every single illness starts as a thought within yourself, and if you don't address it, it becomes stronger and stronger, and in my case, it took my left side out. So it was one of those things where, I try to make sure I do what I say, and I think the right way, and I say the right things, but my wife always corrects me and says, you've done this course, you need to go back to it. But I try to make sure that I can be as positive and purposeful as I can in my daily life. And it took me, I would say, about 3 years to get out into the clear. And from that, I started playing soccer again. I've been driving manual cars, racing cars all the time, because I said to myself, if I go to automatic, who knows what that left side's going to do again. So I had to keep it busy. And I think out of everything, it was probably the best thing that happened to me. And had it not happened to me, I didn't even know what kind of person I still would be today. And so there's a couple things that I kind of learned throughout this whole process, and a couple things that I live by daily. First and foremost, you have to love yourself enough to fight for yourself. That's key, because if we don't love ourselves enough, we're not going to do anything, and we're going to just play pity party all the time. Secondly, we have to align with the right people. So always I do an inventory of my circles to make sure that I'm aligning with those right people, because what we're bringing into our lives is what's going to manifest out as well. So always kind of keep that in check and make sure you're with that right team that's going to lift you up, pick you up, and keep you the most positive and happy throughout as well. Also, and the third point is ask for rationale. Don't just take the whatever diagnosis or whatever answer they're giving you at face value. Question if it's not something that you truly align with. This is something that I don't think enough of us do. We'll just take a doctor's word and just say, okay, I'm going to be dead. But that's not the case, and you need to ask people, what is your rationale behind that? And if you don't agree with it, then it's up to you to get to your solution as well. So, I mean, these are some of the things that I've done kind of with my daily travels, and I find, if people can just use their mind as that medicine that they've been equipped with, this is the thing that can truly move mountains. It's not medication, and I mean, in some cases, probably that world works, but what I found truly in my situation was positive mind, proper diet, and exercise, and just surrounding myself with the right type of light and energy, which is what did it for me. I think I finished early.